Welcome to the Whurthy Events training video series. This is Module 1, the Staff Experience. In this third video, we're going to walk through Manage Bookings. We'll start by looking at how to manage bookings, where to go, how to find them, and how to update bookings for an event. Then we'll finish by introducing a setting concerning allowing refunds after attendance. With that said, let's take a look at the staff experience. So picking up where we left off in the previous video, I'm in the customer profile for demo customer. Now, there are two ways to get to the Manage Events page. The first way that will always be available can be found in the sidebar to the right. So if we look over to the Whurthy link sidebar on the right, then go to the event management section there, we'll see that the first link is Manage Events. That's the way that we can always get to the Manage Events page. You can also get to the Manage Events page through the customer profile. In this booking section, this link will take us to the Manage Events page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Manage Events. Now that we're in the Manage Events page, then we're able to see not only the event details themselves, but this button for Manage Bookings. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this Manage Bookings button. And here we can see that we've got the heading card, and beneath that, we've got details concerning the event itself. So this is this counseling event from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So we've got the event details here. This back to bookings button, this will take us back to the previous page. We can also see here that we've got a section for attendance details. So I'm going to scroll down, and this really is going to be the focus of the majority of the rest of this video, because when it comes to managing the bookings, now we're on the Manage Bookings page. This is where we get to update the bookings. So if we scroll down, we'll see beneath the attendance details, we can see that we've got remaining seats 1 of 5, which if we look at the section below here, we can see that there are 4 bookings that have been made. So that makes sense, right? We've got 4 bookings and there's 1 seat remaining. We can also see that we've got 3 of these bookings have been paid and 2 of them have been marked as attended. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I've gone ahead and created some bookings so that we can just look at this Manage Bookings page, as it were, and how to go through this process of updating bookings. So with that being said, it's actually pretty straightforward. The first thing we can do is just by glancing at this section here, and remember, this could be 1 seat, having 1 booking, to tens or hundreds of seats and bookings. So what will happen is, first of all, these bookings will show in the order in which the booking was made. So in this case, demo customer was the first booking for this event, and then Andrew Germain, and then Jason, and then Lyle. The next thing that we can notice is we can look at the color coding. So the color coding will give us an immediate sense of information. So the color coding, I can see here that we've got a green border, but we've got the name row, the background is green. And we can see here that we have got 2 of them are green. So we've got Demo and Andrew are green. So when you see this row as green, that's indicating that there's both payment being made and that the customer has attended. So the fact that we've got 2 green rows lines up with attended equal to 2 out of 5. We also see the background color of this row for Jason is blue. When you see that, that means that that customer has paid. And then when we see the background color is red, that means that they are booked, but they've neither paid nor attended. So when we look at this, we can see that Demo and Andrew have paid and attended, Jason has paid, and Lyle has just registered. And immediately the colors give us that sense of what the activity is or what the booking status is for each booking. Now, the most likely scenario that we anticipate the Whurthy Events application being used is, say, if you've had 10 or 20 or 50 customers have registered for an event, then you're in effect you have an event or an attendance taking tool. That's the way to really look at this Manage Bookings page. This just allows you to process, okay, have they paid, have they attended? So with that in mind, when we look at each of these rows, this color coding is immediately telling us what the booking status is. I can also, for each of these rows, I can click on this checkbox for show details, and then it will expand up. It will show me the booking reference, the event cost, the tax, the amount that was paid, the status that is attended. So these details are really just breaking out into a more granular fashion what this green row up here was telling me. So if I click on that again, it will close. And if I go down to say the row for Lyle and click on show details, now I can see they haven't paid, it's just book and they haven't attended. I close that and I click on Jason here. I can see they have paid, but they haven't attended. So hopefully that just provides the clarity as to how this manage bookings page allows you to be able to understand and to take attendance and to make sure everyone's paid. So the final element to show on this page then is the update booking button. So for any one of these, I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to click on the update booking button for the booking by Jason here. That will open up now. It'll show me the details, but it will also now show me the attendance and cancel refund checkboxes. Now, in the previous video, we looked at that. So when I go ahead and check on attended, I can save the changes, and now it's changed that row there to green. And now we can see that we've got 3 of these customers have paid and attended. And then again, I could repeat that. I could click on the update booking button for Lyle. We've already seen this form in the previous video for book for customer, but in this case, again, I could just go ahead, click on the attended button, mark, and then click on the save changes, and it's now going to change it to green. So that now has covered how to be able to manage the bookings and then to update bookings all in one go. And so to round out the demonstration of this manage bookings functionality, I've jumped into a mobile experience. So until this point, we've been looking at Whurthy events through a desktop browsing experience where you've got the browser open up on a desktop computer. What I've done now is I've actually shrunk the browser down so that it looks how the mobile experience would look. So if you were accessing Whurthy events as a staff member through a smartphone, then the view would look more like this. So now you would see that we've got the name of the event here. We've got the back to bookings button. We can scroll down. We get to see event details, attendance details. And so we can still see what the progress is. And it's showing us each of these bookings that were in here. So you would be able to take attendance and complete the updating of the bookings on a smartphone, for example, at the door, as you know, the customers were showing up for the event. And in this case, just to finish off this particular demonstration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the update booking button to show you something that just will get us ready to finish off this video. And that is, I have the ability, even after there's been attendance, to cancel/refund the booking. Now, from the perspective of Whurthy, the way that Whurthy is built is that we are not using Whurthy as a payment system in this particular video. So that it's really up to you if you want to be able to allow a customer to cancel after they've even attended. Remembering that up until the point you checked attended, you could always have canceled or issued a refund. That would be up to you. And that is something that Whurthy will track against the customer's profile. But the assumption is you would go ahead and say, process that refund by issuing the refund through whatever payment mechanism that they used. But the main thing here is that by tracking the refunds or cancellations, it does allow you, for example, if the event is full, you could cancel a seat and then that would free up a seat and another booking that could be made at that point. So our expectation is that most of the time, in most scenarios, cancellation of an event is something that you would not want to allow after attendance has been taken. In other words, after the event has been attended, you're not going to issue a refund. So if that is a rule or a policy that you'll always have, Whurthy Events actually has that ability to set that as a rule. And we do that through the events tool. I'm going to do that in the mobile browser experience just to show you how straightforward it is to do. And just to be clear, you need to have super user or business admin rights to be able to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the hamburger at the top of the page, the top right hand of the page. When you go to a mobile view, the nav bar will still be present, and you can click on that hamburger in the top right, and I can come down here to admin, and that will now open up the menu, and I can click on Whurthy settings. And when I do that, it takes me to the settings page. Now, there will be another video where we will dive into the Whurthy settings module in much more detail. You can click on the card in the top hand right of the page to view that later on at your convenience. But what we can see here is there is, under general settings, there is this allow refunds after attendance, and it's marked as yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to edit the settings. And now I'm going to scroll down until I find that field, and I'm going to select that as no. The description here is, do you wish to allow refunds after an event booking has been marked as attended? In short, selecting yes allows for a refund to be processed through Whurthy on an already completed and attended event. Selecting no will mean that any refunding will have to be processed through the more complicated admin panel. So with that set as no, I'm going to click on and update the global settings. And now the Whurthy global settings have been successfully updated. Now I'm going to go back to event management, manage events. And now this counseling event, when I go and click on the manage bookings, now you'll notice that none of them have an update bookings button. And that's because they've all been attended. So just to summarize, you have the ability to manage bookings in what's designed to be a convenient way to be able to take the bookings one by one. And then when the event actually happens, someone can be on a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop or whatnot, and they can be taking attendance at the computer, or you can be doing it on your smartphone. Doesn't really matter. It's all designed to be touch intuitive. But in this particular event, we can see that all of these events have been attended. So just to show you how this would look now, we have one remaining seat. So I'm going to go ahead and just book in another customer. So I'm going to go to customer profiles. I'll scroll down to the staff register account. I will book an event for them. I've got this counseling event here, so I can click book event. Then I could process the payment. It's the same as we've covered in the previous videos. I'm going to click on the confirm booking button. Now, when I go into the manage events, so I can see here the flash message is telling me, that's good, that's been successful, that customer's going to receive an email. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to event management, manage events, and now I can manage those bookings. And now when I scroll down, now I can see that whilst I had those 4 customers, I've got 0 remaining seats because I just booked in staff register. I've got these 4 have all attended. I can show the details and see, yep, that's everything is done. So maybe, for example, this is someone showing up last minute, and you are just taking that booking, and they're attending, they're paying, you've processed that payment, you've saved the changes, and then it's all taken care of inside that page. Okay, so that concludes the review of the Manage Bookings functionality. Whurthy. Value made easy.